quick confession, this video that you're about to watch now was already filmed in May 21, so almost a year ago. I really wanted to update you guys sooner, but so many things have happened in this time. Our second child was born in May 21. We've moved to a brand new house we bought like literally the same month, not far from the capital of Ljubljana. We've been trying to furnish the house, work in the garden, and I've been trying to complete this brand new Baros recording studio that is soon opening its doors. The day I started dismantling my first recording studio was a sad day, but also exciting at the same time because I was already beginning to plan my dream home studio. So without further ado, let's begin the original Baros Studio farewell tour. Let me give you a quick tour of the studio. So here we come in and you can see this is an all-in-one type of scenario where you have mixing room and live recording room both in the same space. I decided to go with this option just to take advantage of the better acoustics that you get with larger spaces, and I didn't want to split up the room into two and have two tiny working areas, but rather do it all in one. So even working with other people, this turned out to be very nice because it's a more intimate setting and it's easier to talk about music if you share the same room, basically. Okay, so here you can see a recording setup, a typical one that I have for my YouTube videos. So I'm using 3 Blackmagic Design cinema cameras, one 4K and 2 original pocket ones. And I'm also using 2 Schups microphones that I really love, CMC6, for this last recording session, and recording device from Sound Devices. It's called Mixpre 6. I really love this little recorder. It has amazing sound. So I'm also using one key light and another light right here. Okay, so now let's talk about the acoustic elements in this room, because I feel like this is the more interesting part of the tour. So up here you can see a cloud that is built from mineral wool, cloth and spruce wood. I can see one light is not working at the moment, but it doesn't matter. So 4 absorbers in one, basically. It's great for mixing because it gives you more controlled sound with not as much spillage. Okay, and we have a lot of absorber elements actually here in the back of the studio. So 4 more with, I believe it's a thinner mineral wool than the main cloud there. So I have a lot of movable panels actually. And I forgot to mention, everything is built by hand. Actually, I built the plans 11 years ago, and then my dad and I worked on it for 3 or 4 months, and it was all done then. So here we have 3 movable panels doing the same thing as the cloud and the ceiling panels. So it's just to absorb the sound and make a basically more controlled sound. In the back, we have 3 different diffusers, and the job of the diffusers is just to scatter around the sound and to make it a more natural sounding room rather than very boxy sound, as it's very typical for these rooms. Okay, this is all done by hand as well. And if we move to the corners, so for example here, in each corner we have bass traps. So this is basically the same material, the same kind of panels, but screwed onto the wall. And this is how it looks. It goes almost from the ceiling almost down to the floor. Okay, and if we move here, these are just some IKEA shelves I use for storage of things that I use very, very often in the studio. So we have all the lenses here, the adapters, clamps, and some different accessories, some green screens and black cloth for the backgrounds. Here you can see my first video camera that I don't use anymore, Canon 600D, which was amazing for the time that I started working with video. So here we go. Here there's another guitar that I use often, acoustic steel string guitar from Martin. So as I mentioned, here is the Godox light, this is the key light, and on the other side of the room we have another light that is on right now. Okay, and behind that light we can also see an element that we built by hand. It's called a gobo, and it's basically a go-between, which means that you can put this between two people, two performers, and then you have more separation in sound. Okay? Moving on. Okay. This area right here I just use as a charging station, basically. I have loads of batteries. Moving on to this corner here, I have a lot of CDs I like here and some books. So here we have a combination of shelves again and bass traps as well. So that works very, very well. So moving on here, this is my microphone space. Here I have some Earthworks microphones SV33, and there is a case of Schupp's microphones that are currently in use. And I have many more here. So if you can take a look. I have a modified Rode NT1A, some capsules from Michael Jolly, okay, and many Octava MK12 microphones. I find these very, very good for the price. They are very musical, although not as detailed as Earthworks or Schupp's microphones. This is my main working desk area. And I have everything connected to a laptop that is always positioned outside, just to keep the fan noise out of this area. Okay, here we have a rack mount here for different preamps, audio interfaces and stuff. So as you can see, I have some microphone preamps from Earthworks that are amazing. Arturia Audio Fuse 8 Pre, then I have an extension from Focusrite and another great sounding interface called ULN2 from Metric Halo. I use a very cheap monitor in this space, and in this space I always use this monitor in combination with my laptop. But now in the new space that I'm building, I will work off of a stationary computer called Apple Mac Mini M1, which is basically silent and very powerful at the same time. So as my main monitors, I use amazing boxes from Adam A7X they're called, and they sound really natural and detailed. And lastly, we have a trolley there with some microphone stands and accessories. And here on the piano that doesn't get as much use as I wanted. It's a very old piano with a nice sound, but it's not suitable for modern productions. So here we have a cinema rig for my cameras and a case with the electronic stabilizer or gimbal that I'm using right now for this video. Here in the back we have another dome or softbox and another one in use right here. And that basically concludes the tour of my original Baros Studio. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. It means a lot to me. I hope you enjoyed the studio tour, and even more importantly, stay tuned for the upcoming tour of this new space. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you around very soon. Ciao!